So first thing, when it says equation form, all of this is they want to know, is this vertex form or is it standard form? So which one is this that they give you here? So go back to your front page. Is it vertex or is it standard? Yeah, it's vertex. So when you see those parentheses, that's really the main thing. This is just vertex form. Now, the reason it's called vertex form is because looking at this form, I can find the vertex immediately without doing any math. And the way I get that is I can do, remember, opposite signs, or opposite, the inside is opposite, sorry. So if this is a positive 1, I can say that's a negative 1. Then this outside stays the same, negative 3. Okay, that's the only reason it's called vertex form, because you can find the vertex easily. But I'm going to show you how to find it on your calculator anyways. That way if you forget it or you do it wrong, it's fine. So in y equals, we're going to graph this equation. So y equals, and then put that equation in. X plus 1 squared minus 3. So graph your equation, and then you go ahead and press graph. All right, so everything you're going to find, all this stuff we're going to fill in from the calculator. You just have to remember how to do it. So where you get everything is by pressing second trace. Second trace. Well, wait, what's happening?
Weird.
I just stay over.
Okay, so second trace. Second trace. So we're going to be using number 1, 2, 3, and 4 on this. So the first thing, if you don't know how to find the vertex, you have to say, you can see there's nothing that says vertex on here, but by looking at your graph, do you have a minimum or a maximum value? You have a minimum. So here we can say minimum. We're going to come back here. I'm going to say minimum at. We're going to come back to that. So in your calculator, when you want to find the vertex, you have to choose minimum or maximum. So second trace, and we want minimum, so number 3. And it's going to ask you 3 questions. So it's going to say left bound. So where the vertex is, which you all know vertex is that lowest point, you're going to arrow to the left of it. So you want that little spider, that little blinking cursor, you want to be to the left of that point. When you're to the left of it, you just press enter. So arrow to the left. Oh, number 3, minimum. Now left bound. So right now you're to the right of it. So arrow to the left. Then you'll arrow to the right for right bound. Press enter.
Why?
Because it's going to guess, it's going to tell you where that point is. So we go a little bit to the left, we go a little bit to the right, and then it says guess. So I just try to go right to it and press enter. Minimum.
Mine is bugging out.
Okay, so mine says minimum is negative 0.99999. I'll obviously round that to negative 1, which is this. And then the y value is negative 3. So here, if you know how to do it from this to this, that's fine. But you need to know how to do it on the calculator still for the other parts. Did you get vertex? Are we good on vertex?
No.
No. Okay, so axis of symmetry, remember that's that kind of imaginary line that goes through the vertex. So when you have the vertex, the axis of symmetry, we write it as an equation, x equals, and what is the x value of the vertex? Negative 1. So you're going to use this negative 1 right here. X equals negative 1.
Why didn't you just put the vertex? Why did you have to go through all that with calculator?
Because, okay, so this one you can see negative 1, negative 3, like I did it without the calculator. But when it's not in vertex form and it's in standard form, you can't see the vertex in the equation. So I still want you to know how to do it on the calculator. Okay, so we use the vertex, sorry, the x value for axis of symmetry. For the minimum and maximum, we use the y value. So I'm going to use negative 3. We just say minimum at negative 3. It just tells us where that minimum value is at, or maximum value. The parabola opens up. That should be easy. You should see that on the calculator. Okay, so then for y-intercept, what is a y-intercept? Where it intercepts the y-axis. So you might be able to visually see that. Mine's really hard to see. But in case you can't see it, I want to show you how to find that. So for the y-intercept, what does the x value equal? 0, right? X equals 0. So we're going to use number 1 that says value. So you go back, again, you're still using second trace. You're going to use it this whole time. Second trace, and we want number 1 that says value. So value says you can put in any x value and it'll tell you the y value. So we're going to put in x equals 0 every single time. Press enter, and it gives you the y-intercept, 0, -2. Yes. For y-intercept every single time. What is the domain of this graph, this function? All real numbers. The domain of any parabola, any quadratic, is all real numbers. Okay, and then the range. So we have an upward parabola. So we look at the lowest y value. What's the lowest y value? Not -2, that's the y-intercept. -3, right, we're going from the vertex. So we do bracket, -3, comma, what's it going to? Infinity, right. And that gives a parenthesis. Okay, now I know that's taking a few minutes to do that part, but once you get the hang of it, it's real fast. So then on your graph, you're just going to graph the stuff you have over here. So graph the vertex, -1, -3. And then graph the axis of symmetry. That's just a dashed line that goes through the vertex. So I still want you to graph that. You won't see it. Huh?
Something else.
What?
Why'd you erase the parabola?
Oh, on the calculator?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to draw on the paper now.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to draw was on the calculator on the paper.
Oh, yeah, you can, but I want you to make sure you use these points you have over here.
Oh.
So like I drew that point, I drew the axis of symmetry. Then I'm going to draw the y-intercept, so 0, -2. And then because the axis of symmetry acts like a mirror image, it splits it in half. This is 1 away, so I can go over here and graph that other 1. So on one like this, where it just has vertex and y-intercept, you should have 3 points. And then sketch it.